Welcome to another episode of Women in Family Business. We are WIFB, the global initiative for women to share their stories and expertise on matters related to the family enterprise. In this episode, Dr. Yasmina Fechkeur, shareholder of the integrated logistics solutions company of Algeria's energy sector, RedMed Group, and founder and CEO of medical analysis firm Fechkeur Laboratory, talks about the challenges she faced in her family business's industry and how friction and conflict often fueled the innovation that she feels is essential in every business. Yasmina discusses with us the importance of adaptability in today's changing business and environmental landscapes, and highlights how building self-confidence is essential in fostering effective and innovative leadership. Enjoy this episode with Yasmina. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about growing up in Algeria and around a very entrepreneurial family that really sort of like went from grassroots building up this incredible family business legacy, the RedMed Group, that has been so successful also under the leadership of your brothers. What was that like growing up around that kind of dynamic? And what did you learn early on about business through this experience?
Firstly, my dad, it's a matter of my dad, he managed, he gave us an amazing legacy, on this very open mindset in this very difficult culture and environment as Algeria, As a woman, it's not easy to lead. And we are operating in a very difficult field, oil and gas. It's a very masculine. I'm a clinical pathologist, so I'm in a medical background. So it's fine as soon as you are in a medical, you are wearing your white coat, and it's. But as soon as you step in this field and you are in the board of this very masculine surrounder, it's not easy. I'm telling you the truth, it's not easy at all. But I cannot say it's not a war as well, but we are fighting all the time to put ourselves in a position that they can listen to us, that what the things, our thought, our idea, are okay. We are not out of the track. We are getting much better. We have more females in the groups and even in oil and gas fields. So the things are changing. But of course, we have a lot to do on this matter of gender equality.
When you think back to the beginning of your career, do you feel like, was it a hope to join the family business, or did you eventually feel like it was going to be a responsibility, or were you like, you know what, given the industry, it's never going to be the case, even though you've now made a very successful contribution, of course, and you have a very important role?
No, telling you the truth, at the beginning, it was my own choice. I wanted to. And of course, I was welcome because it's an added value. You add something, this female energy, this female touch. But it was actually well accepted by the family, the board, but the surrounder, and Moinzin, I will say it was really difficult. It was not easy at all. They did all their best to discourage you. But definitely from the closest nucleus, the family, no, it was an added value, and I was really very welcome to join, but not to complain, to do all my tasks as them. There is no difference between, in the mind, in the way that we were brought up, there is no difference between women and men, boy and girl. No, I think there is something, it's the cultural. I nearly was born in Hassi. Hassi, it was 100% men. So you never see lipstick, makeup, girls wearing, no, all we look like a man. And even me, I was brought up in this way, always with a trouser and, the hair. So now you see me, I'm in a pinkish and I have this hair because I'm catching up. But we were a little bit too frustrated because you were not allowed to show this femininity on matter of physical appearance.
Because it would put you at a disadvantage. It would reduce your credibility. So you'd have to man up,
kind of
basically.
fragility. Yeah.
But tell me about sort of the evolution, like, in a situation like that, you grow up in that kind of an environment. Who do you then, I guess, like look to when it comes to leadership examples? Because you didn't really have representation. You didn't have a lot of women who you could look to who were like in business leadership positions yet. So who did you look to? Like, who did you learn sort of like your first few leadership lessons from, where you said like, oh, okay, I see how this is going to work, and this is going to work for me as well as a woman in this context?
I will tell you the truth. It was my parents directly. My dad, with his mindset, and even my mom, she was amazing. She was involved in education, and as a woman, she was traveling in remote area, and with as well mainly male educators in schools and things because it was remote in the desert. So, telling you the truth, I was seeing my parents, my dad, of course, involved in he has been in training business in oil and gas before joining the group. And when you see that, he was surrounded by women directly as advisors and things. So like that, it was, I can say, definitely my dad. Allah yarhamah.
What kind of skill set do you wish for the next generation of Algerians to have in order to be the right kind of leaders for the family businesses in the private sector?
Ramia, Algeria is nearly 75% of young generation under 25. So, and they are already aware with this technology, with this all this platform, this online, they are more than they are aware and they are doing many things and lot of initiative and a lot of it's just amazing what is happening. So now the actually the it's not a challenge, but the government, they are doing their best to follow up by implementing the right law, the right things to discourage this, but they are doing their best with this technology. You have to have this innovative mindset and this leadership and create these skills. So they are reviewing the education, the infrastructure. All these are on the tarmac, how we say. They are working on that.
How do you deal with the decision making around innovation, taking these risks, or like, what is necessary to do next? How do you deal with potentially friction or disagreement in the family? And how do you bring it back to that alignment that allows you to move forward for the business?
The advantage is to take this different generation. They used to our grandparents and etc. They used to have like consortium and to discuss. Let's try to discuss quietly without any emotion. This is really important because as soon as you put the emotion or the ego, this is, you have to remove that, and we have to, of course, each one bring his idea, but you have to see if it works. Of course, if it's okay, if it works and it's worth to make it, and it is this innovative idea, thought, and what do you want to implement? Is it a good perspective? Is it changing something, making easier something? Of course, we will accept it. If we see if it's really it's coming out of nowhere and it doesn't have today its place in the organization, we will try to discuss how to put it on hold, to wait, to see, and to think about it. Let's make but everything is based on the way that you communicate.
Do you today think of yourself as a leader? And did you always, or was it something that happened at a certain point that there was a pivot? Because I'm really interested in understanding whether it's actually part of your identity today and when it became part of your identity, if it is the case.
Yes, now I can tell you it was not the case before. I had such always uncertainty. I was not sure about myself, but it's a matter of how can they hear your voice, and always the feeling they know they don't listen to you. So I think these last 3 years I can say it took for me this maturity, the experience as well. Experience and expertise. I think it's really important. There is a consolidation on all these things, and I can feel like I am a fully very innovative leadership.
What I'm interested in is just the contrast for you, Yasmina, because you have like these both experiences, which are really interesting. So you're part of obviously like the family business, the RedMed Group, and that was, of course, like you were part of the journey, but it was largely established already by the previous generation and by your brothers, etc. And you're now at a governance level and you're involved there. But you've also built up brands from the ground up since you've been working, right? And I wanted to ask you if you can contrast for us, like whether you think that the leadership style and your innovation style, is it the same in both contexts?
Telling the truth, I don't think it's different. No, because it's part of you. This, it's in you. It's in your DNA. Maybe the way that you implement that can be different because you adapt to situation, you adapt to the ecosystem, to adapt to the people, to the what is happening around, economic, socioeconomic situation, and all these things. But it has been always the same. Regarding myself, I think it's only really the way that we organized the teams, the thing, the communication, and but no, I don't think it's different things.
Your approach is largely the same. It's a very interesting time to have that mindset because, I mean, this world seems to need more solutions to problems than ever before. If you look at this 21st century for you, Yasmina, like, what do you think as a business leader today are sort of like the big things that you're like, we should be focusing on these problems, solving these problems. We should be focusing our innovative efforts towards solving these challenges for society and for the planet.
So, 21st century, we had opportunities and challenges. Definitely, yeah. We are lucky now, with all this technology, this digital platform, all these things are really helping a lot. And for us as a woman, we still facing many things. We are better than before, but we still in many area and many countries, we still have a lot to do. So the main things I think this century is to have a sustainable and very creative approach regarding all what is happening, and the way as well to adapt to the situation. How, it's really important to adapt as soon as you are aligned with your idea, with your goal and your purpose, why we are here. huh? It's really important to carry on regarding all these things that are happening today. Deal with the war, deal with that, deal with the racism, deal with this disease, these many things. So all that we have to adapt on our day to day life. This is very important for me.
My last question for you, Yasmina, if you think back at your beginnings and everything, what is the advice you would give your younger self starting out on your professional career and in the family business?
Believe on yourself, trust yourself, and listen to your inner voice. It's really important. Since day one, I knew that I can do many, but I was just pulled back by don't listen, don't be impacted by as soon as you believe on yourself and on what you want to do and you are aligned, go ahead. Go ahead.